This week, music, photography, and food. Ooh, let's go get a Big Mac. Actually, I'm craving those new Costa Vitas, like the quesadilla things. No, French fries with on the side. We can get like some taco. Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Melissa New and welcome to this week's episode of Framed. So we've heard from moms who juggle photography with motherhood, but let's not forget about you big daddies. What about photographers who juggle photography with fatherhood? Check it.
Send my regards to St. John's daughters. I'm coming down off this pincushion ride.
Chris Ryan,
Melissa,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Where are we?
We're in Cinerant West, and it's essentially a rental soundstage.
Who were you in high school?
I was tall in high school.
Yeah.
I was not really an athlete in high school. You know, I played some football. I played some basketball. I was more about the social element. I was the first kid to buy a motorcycle and ride a motorcycle to school when I was 16. Friends were important, and hanging out was important. I think I just started thinking about life in general as the bigger picture. I was 13. My grandfather was a very avid photographer, and I was always fascinated by the technology and just the cool factor of the gadget. My grandfather taught me how to make an exposure.
When is it that you fell in love with photography?
I would say then for sure, because again, the more that I knew, the more in love I got.
Yeah.
There's something inherently magical about seeing a frame in your mind, composing it through the lens, and then actually holding it in your hand. Now it's a tangible object. Even if I didn't have a camera in my hand, I was always seeing things that I thought, oh, that would make a great image, or oh, I need to remember this place so that I can come back and make a picture of it.
Do you love what you do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you
Absolutely.
love it?
I really like people. I like working with people. I'm a techie geek. You know, I love the gear. You know, as the years went by, I was lucky enough to get into this building, and then I had a kid who ended up going to school up here. So yeah, I'm a dad. I have a 6.5-year-old daughter named Katie. She's a huge part of my life. If you want to identify me as something, I'm far more a dad than anything else. Katie is also a great photographer and assistant, and
And she's 6.
yeah.
She's just little, and she's 6, and she already is involved with your photography.
Yeah, and that's because we make it fun. One of the reasons why I really love what I do is the flexibility and being able to involve her in all of that. I shoot a lot of music artists. I shot Alice in Chains a month ago, Arcade Fire, Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber? I love him.
Yeah. I do
my
too.
4-year-old daughter.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I hold mad cred with my 6-year-old because of that.
So you didn't arrive until you shot Justin Bieber?
Not in her mind. Everclear, Bruce Springsteen, to Foo Fighters, to Metallica, Kiss, Justin Timberlake, Weezer, Elton John, Billy Joel, Rod Stewart. At the end of this month, Eric Clapton's going to be here. When the Twilight movie was here, they contracted me to do a few days of photography on the set.
Are you Edward or Jacob fan?
I'm an Edward fan. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to make me pick. You know, I have sort of 3 clients, the commercial world, the editorial world, and then sort of the private sector. I do a lot of food photography for magazines. I do a lot of portraiture for magazines.
Do you ever eat it?
Yeah. What? Ooh, of course. Well, you have to have an edge or a style. You know, there has to be a reason why the client wants to come to you as opposed to the next guy down the list or the guy in front of you on the list.
What is your edge?
It's that package of providing, a really good relationship between myself and the client, understanding what their vision is, and being able to see that through to the final product. Keep your name out there. Continue to promote your work. You have to constantly be marketing yourself. If you ignore the business side of it, eventually that will drop off. There's now like 800 photographers in general, that would do a wedding for $200 or do a magazine assignment for just publishing their name. And again, that model is not sustainable. You can't pay your rent at your studio with credit in a magazine. If you establish that you're willing to do something for free, then that's what you've established your rate. Now, I don't want to confuse that with doing test shooting.
And getting your name out there.
Yeah, right. So, photographers work for free all the time, and I still do. After 10 years in the business, you can do it. It just takes hard work and passion and a love for your craft. As a creative, I've just always had a hard time saying, this is who I am and this is what I do. I'm a photographer. I don't need to say much more than that. I'm not a sports photographer, I'm not a food photographer, I'm not a people photographer, but I am all those things.
We're Cement Season.
Yeah.
We're a rock band, Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
We play hard rock, alternative rock, somewhere in the grunge vein.
Yeah.
And we've been a band for about 3 years here in Portland. In terms of advice, in a market like this where everyone wants to play and everyone has a guitar, just keep sending those emails out there, keep pushing your band, and it's just a matter of time before you start getting your Saturday shows and your weekend gigs where people can really see you. But play on a Monday and play on a Tuesday.
The goal here was to do individual shots that they can then cut out and use in a creative way. The location shoot more speaks to the personality of the band because you can add in elements. The goal today was mostly to shoot each guy isolated under dynamic lighting. Is there a scream face, a yell face? Sure. Okay, at the light. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Chin up a little bit. Good, right there, good, hold that. All right, now look in here. Good. And now looking right over here at this camera. Yeah, right there. Like, stay there. Go back to watching. Post-production will be handled by Ian.
Okay.
And so, yeah, once we shoot it, I pass it on to them. And I've always felt that my talents are behind the camera, not behind the computer. I don't particularly enjoy it, certainly not as much as I enjoy this, and I'm not as good at it, so it takes time. As far as the lighting that we've got here, again, basic white background. I've got 2 rear edge lights, and then I've got an overhead hair light. I've got a light on the background, is here with a beauty dish on it, and then I have a ring flash. Now I see a lot of pros using the Alien Bees. The output is strong and consistent. They're durable, they're well made, they're easy to use. Yeah, they have a lot of really good benefits. The back 2 rims and the hair light are a little higher output than the fills to create that edge. The hair light's a little less than the rim lights because I don't like the hair to blow out but I want it to have some texture. Positioned this out here so I could get a little more even coverage on the whole group. And now I'm just resetting it. So essentially, a grid just spots it down so you can really just have it fall on that shoulder. I have one receiver on this main light with the beauty dish, and the rest of the bees are optically slaved. The Canon Speedlight up here needs to be fired with a transmitter, and then another Alien Bee ring flash for front fill, because that's kind of a cool rock and roll look. The camera mounts to a shoe, which then slides into this track. So it's a 24-70 Canon L lens, f2.8, switching between this and a Canon L 85mm f1.2. And I have a 16-35 L, the modeling lamp here, which gives it sort of an odd vignetted glow to close down the pupils and the subject's eye, bringing out more of the color in the eye.
You've got lights on in here and fluorescent lights. What white balance do you use?
Well, I'll do a custom balance on a gray card. The fluorescents really don't matter at this output because the strobes are far overpowering the fluorescent. Right now I'm at f13, and the camera sync speed is 1/60th of a second.
And do you crank the ISO down? Would you like to?
Yeah, I do. I like to go down as far as I can, and so right now we're at 50, ISO 50. That's good. Okay, hold this there.
Oh, that's cool, Chris.
Looking up at the main light. Here, yeah, there you go. Come over here. Right there. And Sean looking right at me. Good. Yeah, everyone looking here except Ian. All right, we're good. Awesome. That was really good. Turn your shoulders a little bit this way. Good. Bring this foot out. Yeah. Again, shooting at a relatively closed down aperture, because I want these guys to be sharp all around, which will give them greater flexibility in cutting them out and using them later. If we had a wide open aperture and a shallow depth of field, then you can have fuzzy edges, which makes it a little harder to clip out. Which is good, because now it gives him like this sort of blinded look, It's like that classic rock star stare. And you can, get your hands up. There it is. Yep.
Nice.
One more. Good. Just like that. One more. Good. All right, one more. Just like that. Dive right in wholeheartedly. Give it everything you've got, and work outside of your normal constraints. Chris Ryan here in the big studio, and I've just been framed. I hope you enjoyed it.
Awesome. Chris, you are the man. Thank you so much for sharing your talent, my friend. Next week, a photographer so rad that he only needs to go by his first name. It's time to announce the winner of last week's Frame Your Best Shot category, Innocence. There were so many good submissions, and our frame photographers really had a tough time judging. And here's the winner. Congrats, you just won some free stuff from Lemon Drop Stop Backdrops, Just Josie, and the Blueberry Hill. Congratulations. All right, folks, we are gradually approaching the end of season 1, but we sure as heck are not done with giveaways. So go to frameshow.com for the rules.
All that you've